Hello everyone and welcome back. We've got more Summit Fog action. We've returned from Singapore, well some of us, and we've got a new guest in the house, Fogged. How you doing, dude? Good morning. This is 11. It gets earlier tomorrow. Tomorrow's when the 8 a.m. starts to come back, so I'm still jet lagged, so this is like the middle / end of my day, so I feel wide awake. So I'm feeling good. But guys, we've got Summit for Europe. We've got NiP taking on Vega Squadron. NiP lately have not been in the best of form. We're looking at some of their recent results, and it's been a bit shaky. Vega, though, pretty good all in all, it feels like.
Yeah, they're looking really good. Every tournament across the board, they're doing quite well. NiP seems to be having a little bit of trouble. Looks like they got kind of crushed earlier today. Hopefully they're not too demoralized and they can come in and do well.
Okay, well, we're going to hop in the draft. Game 1 draft is underway. It is a best of 3, so these teams actually met yesterday, and it was a draw. So that's at least a bit of a positive for NiP, is that they took a game off Vega yesterday. And this time around, there will be a winner. We will know who's getting knocked out, who will move forward. 2 European spots available in the European division for the Summit 4, and these 2 teams in the lower bracket. So it's do or die for NiP as well as Vega. Coming out into the draft, first pick Doom, 6.85B or whatever we're on now. C, I don't know, remaining. But Doom's still a hero.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Yeah. And it was the Queen of Pain yesterday that no one played in the game they won against Vega, against NiP. So no surprises there, and I mean, all in all, the little changes to Doom as well as Brood probably not going to change things massively as far as the overall picks and that we're going to see, I feel like, in the current metagame. When's the next big patch come, do you think? Is it like post-major maybe, or... Yeah.
Dire team bang.
Even the patch after TI felt like a fairly small... It was like small little balance changes. It changed a few of the top picks. I mean, Doom came back, I guess, but it wasn't like a major rehaul, like as we've sometimes seen from these patches.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I haven't been following like the European tournaments so closely, but the European teams at Nanyang were not playing night. We saw no Night Stalker at Nanyang in Singapore. So since getting back, I saw one game where it was played by LGD, and I think one game in Dream League where it was played. But it's not been a top pick anymore. It feels like for a long while it was like first 2 picks must grab. You run it like in that either off lane or 4 position dual lane kind of thing. But no. Do you think it's being underpicked then, or is it just...
Vega Squadron's turn to pick. Dire team pick.
The undying waits.
Okay.
Vega Squadron's
first
turn
Vega go,
to pick.
almost definitely going to see the mid Queen of Pain, but do you know if they prefer the Doom off lane or safe lane? With the Jug pick up, I guess it's going to be off lane now. Okay. So... Well, very just flexible in general. So NiP slide up with Wind Ranger. We saw this a lot out of Team Secret in Singapore, and just in general, these 2 heroes work very nicely together. You've got a guaranteed kind of blink stun set from a slider. Wind Ranger can set up a shackle and just good focus fire damage with an amp target. So
yeah, Vega Squadron's turn to ban.
You're gonna have some pretty good targets to blow up.
Okay. So NiP last pick likely to be, well, I guess it could be the safe lane farmer or the off lane, depending how they want to run the slider.
That's also the really nice thing about having it so early. You have such a diverse
Yeah.
Short lane, safe lane, all running around. We've seen some people even running on support. But yeah.
And I think traditionally the top picks, like the heroes you pick in the first or second slot, are always, often heroes that can run multiple roles, be it support or core or off lane or safe lane. Unless there's like one really OP hero, like you go back to like maybe your sniper or something, whatever it may be. Then it's like, well, you just first pick it because it's sniper. But NiP now, last pick coming their way. We'll see what they have in mind.
And let's see, what are they lacking?
Wraith King.
I guess that's a lot of people have been doing this.
Vega Squadron's turn to pick.
I've seen people have some success.
As far as against Queen of Pain Wyvern, are you worried about the hero getting kited around, or?
Yeah, probably a bit. I mean, they have pretty decent team fight though across just because like the dying dazzle is ridiculous. They have good sustained threat fights as well.
Well, Vega now, last pick for them.
10
Most likely
seconds
looking for a
remaining.
support. We don't normally see anything too crazy, like and unpredictable as far as their drafts
remaining.
go. So, looks like I do apologize, guys. It seems there are just a couple
Reserve
audio
time.
things we're working out here. We'll get fogged on a new mic, and hopefully that'll fix things up here. But last pick now coming for Vega, and unless they're going to be running either Doom as a 4-position jungler or like a support roaming Juggernaut, this will be a support option for Vega here to kind of shore up their lanes. The Lich denied, so we won't be seeing any of that Lich Doom in the off lane. Maybe Winter Wyvern can kind of fill that roaming, kind of help mid out a bit, help the off lane, and then you look for a last pick support for the Juggernaut. There's
Yeah, they're still missing solos here.
Looks like to me. We need some like Lina or Witch Doctor, or someone who's just gonna farm.
Okay.
That's his thing. Solo's crazy. Watching that guy is actually it's very entertaining. You're just like, oh, he's not gonna go for it. He's going. He's in. Oh my god, it worked. Very entertaining player to watch.
Okay.
So they do lack lockdown. They really only have curse right now.
And not something you can really rely on.
Yeah.
Like it's with the long cooldown, and also you just don't want to have to blow it on like a Wind Ranger who wants to like win run TP out. It's like, oh, I guess I got to use a curse now.
I mean, what about Veno? Looks like it could be okay here too, but I don't think I've
10
seen Solo really
seconds remaining.
play it.
Hmm.
Good kite factor.
5 seconds
Even
remaining.
just like a standard Lion giving you some insta lockdown and also mana drain later on against Wraith King. But
Rubik.
there's a Solo here.
Yep.
Great with the jug, kind of similar concept to like the Rubik
Solo's
Gyrocopter
playing.
you see sometimes.
Solo's on Wyvern.
Interesting.
Not too often you see him being playing that one. Usually you see Seema playing the Dazzle or the Wyvern, or mostly the Wyvern actually. Solo plays the Dazzle.
Okay. Well, we'll see an Era Wraith King, so it will be a safe lane Wraith King and Jonas on the off lane Slider. Is Slider here in the off lane you feel needs to be given a bit of extra like support? Like, do you want him in the dual lane, or would you rather just give him solo XP?
I usually see it have more success with the dual lane. Probably see like Handskin go down there, or even Seal Kid. Maybe even having a TP on the
Prepare for
Dazzle and just
battle.
being able to rotate nicely.
Oh man.
I'm a bit worried for this. The one thing I'm concerned about is they don't really have too much lockdown for the Quap early. They really need to get their their blink on the Slardar relatively early, because otherwise I think no one's just going to be able to take over this game.
Yep.
Depending on how the mid lane goes, of course.
All right, we've got some fun little bugs here. I can't actually click on my mini map. Do you know anything about that?
I
you
saw
put
that
it here?
happening yesterday. I think you have to like restart, but
Oh, do we have a? Can you swap over for a sec? That'd be awesome. Thanks, Rowan.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Give me the word and we'll restart. Okay.
looks like you're good. All right, we got we got a nice TP from NiP. They put down and block the pull camp because Vega definitely needs the pull camp. Looks like Mag got his. I'm gonna probably end up having to go to the jungle build. Some standard warding coming out for both teams.
Do you think the TP to ward is just like a changing metagame thing, or is it largely because of the decreased gold on TPs and wards and all that, or?
It's definitely just like because of everything. You can buy yourself 1 obs now instead of the 2. You can buy yourself a 75 gold TP, which is extremely beneficial. And then against Radiant as well, it's just like it's very hard to find this observer ward.
Okay. Here we go. Fight at level 1 here. They both want the top bounty room. Pasha comes in with the Blade Fury. They're going to go for the Wind Ranger, it looks like, with the Shadow Wave. The sustain is there a little bit for NiP, but blink forward. No one actually gets first blood. Queen of Pain securing the kill, but now Solo in some trouble. Winter's Curse, or the Arctic Burn not available, and it will be a 1-for-1 kill trade. Both bounty runes going the way of NiP. And a first blood to the Queen of Pain in the mid lane, so...
That's what he wants.
Even trade, perhaps, or slightly Vega favored? How do you feel about that one?
I would probably say it's just a slightly Vega favored because no one got to the lane faster, and he basically has a bounty rune just from the kills over Limp.
Yeah.
And Limp was forced to skill Wind Run, which, I mean...
Limp didn't get a bounty rune himself. It went to Wraith King Slider.
That's good, though. Wraith King got a kill and a bounty rune.
Okay. So aggro trialing from Vega. They want to contest this lane. For now, Undying doing what he can to zone out, but you've got an Undying Wraith King, 2 melee heroes, but maybe not the strongest of lane for Vega. And Solo actually wastes the Arctic Burn, does not do any damage out of it. And that's a long cooldown as well as a pretty hefty mana cost that he's kind of gone through now.
Mag has a Wildkin creep down bottom, so he's just going to be perfectly fine right-clicking versus the Slardar.
So they do this, but it doesn't really feel like they're going to win their aggro trialing. Is this more just to try and secure Mag a better start then, since Doom is Doom?
I guess so. It looks very weird because they have Wyvern and Rubik, which are they're pretty damn weak. at the early levels. But Juggernaut does kind of make up for that. But now he has these boots level 1 on Jug too. So he's kind of just committed to just, you know, we got to go for these kills.
He's getting completely zoned out of the lane. He only just now gets his first CS up here, and
I don't particularly like this aggro. I can see the idea they're doing. They're trying not to let the Wraithing just free farm and get their Doom nice levels, but I mean, we'll see if it pays off for them.
Yeah, you say that now. Wraith King top CS, 9 CS, 4
Yeah.
denies. I mean, still early days, and once you get a few more levels, you get Splinter Blast in the lane, things get a bit stronger, but for now, Hanskin going for that top rune. Will be denied it by Sioma.
That should help.
Just a bounty rune as the Invis rune does spawn at the bottom lane.
See mid lane. Yep, no one's doing particularly well. He's got his bottle coming out already. Limp is very far from his bottle. I feel like this is what we're going to see. No one just take over the lane.
Yep.
As soon as he gets this bottle.
Yeah, being forced to buy additional Tango's Sal's in the mid this early on is pretty bad news.
Yeah, he's in a position where he just completely has to.
And probably telling his team like, man, this lane's getting crushed. If you guys can come get a kill, this game could just be won on the back of the mid lane, because Sioma's actually lingering around mid now, offering some additional kill potential onto the Wind Ranger.
Yeah, Seal Kid knows. He's going to rotate over.
Okay. As for the top lane, this does kind of free things up a little bit, not having the Dazzle up here, but Hanskin, when undying, still very pesky to deal with. Already 2 decay stacks on Pasha, and he's right down to below 400 HP.
It's just really not working out for them already this aggressive, because the Slardar is completely free farming, when on the other hand, he could be getting particularly zoned rather than this situation. But it could also be the Doom, but Doom has a better, you know, he can go to the jungle and actually get something.
Top lane have gone in. Hanskin turns it around. Decay and a Tombstone. Now he gets graved up as well. He's likely to live, and Hanskin will get himself back, but it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade as Windrange actually dies mid. A solo kill coming out from no one.
I'm sure we saw that one coming. Just a little...
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, it was like 30
matter of time.
45 seconds ahead of when we were saying that it was probably going to happen. But at least, you know, Solo last hit the Tombstone as he was dying up there.
Okay.
He's got a little influx of gold.
So, I'll see if that's going to help things out a little bit here. Pasha is still struggling to get any kind of farm up here, and Wraith King, with another kill to his name, is leading the CS chart still.
This really is not working out for them right now. But at least their mid lane's dominating.
I mean, you look at the lanes. One lane being won by Vega, one by NiP, and the safe lane at least a bit of a wash. Both Doom and Slardar getting farm out of this lane.
I just feel like the Slardar is so important to NiP that him getting this farm could be so detrimental to Vega.
Alright, well, we'll see. NiP look to bring their supports back to the top lane. Still seems they're just going to leave Limp kind of on his own in mid, which is a bit of a scary proposition when no one's approaching level 6 now.
Yeah, he's got his bottle. As soon as his bottle gets back, he's probably going to go for a play.
Yeah.
So we should see Seal Kid having a TP, which he does.
Oh, 4 experience short of level 6, but no one. There we go. Bottle on the return, and 1 CS is all it's going to take to get him that level 6, and Limp could just instantly die to a Sonic Wave Scream combo.
Yeah, he's prepping for it already. He's going to hide in the fog, drop his null, get as much mana as possible. And now here comes the creep death, and Limp, you should be very careful.
Yep. Doesn't go for it right away. Up to 500 HP, no one. Holding on to the skill point for now. Now levels it up, and not making the play just yet. Now we go. Blink, Shadow Strike. Didn't go for the Sonic Wave. Wouldn't have been quite enough damage, it looks like. Still has bottle charges and a Tango at hand.
Perfect timing for Limp to get this lane ward to the mid lane. They just delivered it to him, puts it down. Now he should be okay. But he's still going to get zoned pretty hard from CS.
He's got to just straight up bottle crow. Or he can't even really... Well, he'll heal himself fully up. He'll probably get harassed out of lane and then have to get a 6-minute rune to stay in this lane.
Over here is done.
Yeah, Pasha, they go in. Blade Fury looking to just escape. They're trying to right-click down the Tombstone. The supports will bring it down. Meanwhile, Hanskin very low on the Undying. A second stun comes out from Era. No one rotates in. Sonic Wave goes down, doesn't get the killer right away, but the Wraith King eventually dies, and he's looking to clean house here. His Seal Kid on the backline's dead to the Queen of Pain, and one left. It's Hanskin. He's got no real escape, and bottling up, no one has a Scream. No, he doesn't, actually. Just going to be the Rubik getting the kill. 4 for nothing, as Doom even gets a solo kill down at bottom. Just Doom things.
He just clicked Doom.
Yeah,
that's it. He just clicked Doom and Scorched Earth and ran at him. Tough stuff right there.
Everyday Doom stuff, yep. And if you get the Doom, but when the sprint's offline, you don't have that movement speed to run away from the Orb of Venom Doom as well.
Yep. So now, the lanes are pretty beneficial for them.
That was a big win. Looked like mid lane win range, and whoa, that was close.
Very close.
They both got each other down incredibly low, but that's probably more beneficial towards Vega, who are going to force Limp back to the fountain now.
Just a great rotation, though, by Noah up toward top. His team was probably calling for it. They're like, yo, we're going to be aggressive, be ready to TP. They see them, you know, they get them low, Grieve comes out, and then boom, right there. No one TPs in, gets a 3-man scream.
Yep. Well, from there, it's going to be Vega kind of controlling this early game. Queen of Pain already 3-0 and 2. Doom having a great start, doesn't even need the safe lane anymore, which Pasha can kind of be given some farm down bottom. It hasn't been a terrible start for Pasha by any means. He hasn't got the CS, but 102 has phase boots, level 5. He's at least in good fighting shape.
Yeah, the supports were kind of like running around a little bit, just not sapping full XP from the lane, so at least he was able to just get the levels.
And Doom now just going to occupy the jungle. So they're giving the free farm to the Wraith King, but it's still, I mean, it's a Wraith King. You're not too worried. It's not like it's an anti-mage or a Spectre type hero.
Limp is not doing so hot.
Jonas also not doing so hot. He's going to get doomed up again. Blade Fury will help bring him down, and Mag gets his second kill of the game. And you were talking about Limp. It looks like it gets brought very low, but Sonic Wave still being on cooldown means he won't actually go down here.
Yeah, his net worth as well. He's got about half the net worth of the Queen of Pain already.
Jeez, that's very worrying. This is about as bad a start as you can get for an IP, and when you look at the one here getting farm Wraith King, unless you go for like a fast Blink Dagger or something, it's not like you can change the tempo of the game. They either need him to pick up some item or like a Slaughter Blink Dagger before they can really start taking fights here. Or at least going around looking for smoke ganks. There's no item timing coming that soon that's going to help him out. Gank comes towards the top lane solo, surrounded by 4 heroes. May just go down after this Cold Embrace. Will do as much damage as he can, and not really the biggest pickup considering NiP rotated in 4 heroes, although they'll be happy with the tier 1 tower claim if they can get this.
Yeah, he deterred the push a decent amount with that Cold Embrace on himself.
Buy some more time for just farm at bottom lane as well as mid lane. You've got Mag in the jungle now, level 8. With phase boots and even a 5th hero rotating up top. Jonas realizes they won't need him up there and will swing back towards the mid lane.
What do you think Era will go here? Probably the Blink, right? I don't see him going for Midas.
It feels like it's too late. Blink or the Blade Mail, I guess, is the two main options I'd consider.
Yeah, it looks like he's going for the Blade Mail. Buys the broadsword at the side. Yeah. That's like the build now. It's like Slasher's build, right? The Blink, Blade Mail, Radiance, it seems like. I saw Envy doing it a few times.
I think you got the Radiance before the Blink Dagger, though, if I recall correctly. Yeah, but definitely, like, the Blink Radiance in general seems to work really well. And Blade Mail just gives you, like, you benefit so much from all the stats, the damage, the mana.
It's always been such a good item just for stats that people overlooked it a lot. And now it lasts, you know, for what, 4.5 seconds. Just overall very strong
people
item.
Kind of stopped buying it because it felt like people got used to versing the item, so they stopped attacking heroes or using nukes on heroes when they have Blade Mail. But I mean, even if you're not getting that much out of the actual Blade Mail damage, it's still just, like you say, great for all that.
Jonas.
Seen this one before. I think they just realized NiP is so reliant on this Slaughter Blink Dagger that they're going to just keep on ganking Jonas. There we go, the lift.
Don't do
not
that.
even, not even needing the Doom.
I was about to be like, uh-oh. Mag, don't do it.
They hold the Omni Slash and the Doom, so should be a tier 1 bottom tower now as well.
And very nice as well. Mag now finishes up his Vlad's, and he finds an Alpha Wolf in the jungle.
Oh god, that's going to be... A lot of the damage is physical. Slaughter, Dazzle, Wind Ranger, Wraith
getting
King.
gone on, dead.
Okay.
Good rotation by Limp.
Well, this is... When you talk about solo, who just sometimes go off on his own, playing a bit greedy, but... Realistically, if NiP are focusing their efforts on him, it's the rest of the more important core heroes getting more out of the map.
Space.
Yeah, space, exactly.
Seema's getting a good amount of farm this game on the Rubik. Good levels, good farm. Looks like Solo is kind of taking up the 5 role, where he actually has... He has every single death on the side of Vega right now. I just realized this.
0-5. Right?
Yeah, I was just talking him up. See, I told you, he's a lot of fun to watch. Something's always happening around Solo.
And support play is so hard to measure. Like if you look at stats, there is no real measure of what's a good support player. Because you can be 0 and 5. Like, I mean, Pilot is another great example. Like, you look at some of those Bounty Hunter games he played in the Grand Finals, and his stat line was awful. There was one game where he was like 0 and 5, 10 to 15 minutes in the game, but he was getting so much done and was probably like almost the MVP of that game. So
that's Pi in a nutshell, right there. Doesn't get the credit for the big things that he does because you don't really notice a lot of it. Man, Jonas is really not farmed. He doesn't even have the he actually opted to go for the treads, it looks like, instead of the tranquil boots.
It doesn't really feel like anyone on NiP is getting much farm outside of Era.
Yeah, this net worth is already looking pretty grim for NiP.
I mean, how does NiP's lineup look as like a comeback kind of lineup? Can they just... Are they going to hit any kind of level timings which allow them to fight even without having the same farm that Vega do?
Man, it's gonna be a while. I mean, they can fight with a good tombstone. I particularly I don't really like losing an early game when you have an Undying. It kind of hinders his ability throughout the entire like his strongest point in the game, the laning phase.
Yep.
But they have some pretty good team fight. They with the weave and with the tombstone, they could really just turn a team fight if Vega's not careful.
Well, say goodbye to your Blink Dagger, Jonas. Oh dear. Blade Fury with a Doom. There's a lot of TPs. He actually may survive this one. Mag throws one less level death, and it's Limp coming in from the side with a Focus Fire, double damage. Omni Slash available, and he's going to chop him to pieces. Sonic Wave there as well. Looks like Slatter will live for now. There could be another Blink Scream if he's not careful. Dazzle instead. The new target. Tombstone gets used, but that's just going to be
and he steals it right away.
Bad news. And he gets the better Tombstone onto the high ground cliff. NiP getting pummeled down. Era, he's got Reincarnation, but that's going to be a 260-second cooldown being wasted, it feels like, unless he can get the kill on no one. The Hold Embrace! Oh, gets denied. And not only are they going to get the kill on Era, Jonas needs to be careful because he's still nearby as well. Looks like it's going to just be 4 kills and a Reincarnation.
It is a complete disaster.
I mean, getting that level 1 Reincarnation down is like taking an Aegis away. It almost counts as like an extra kill in a team fight this early on.
Limp just got annihilated. He didn't even get hit by the Quap ult. He just died to the 2 right clicks of the Doom and like 1 hit of the Omni Slash.
The Quap ult hit, what, just the Wraith King or something? Like sitting behind and like a full HP Wraith King? It was very much not the best Quap ultimate from no one, but...
Alpha Wolf plus Vlad's do lots of right click damage. Yeah. With all that armor too, he wasn't even able to burst anybody with the Shackle Focus Fire.
Yeah, Vega's 5-man is just too strong. And I mean, we talked about NiP's potential comeback, but it almost feels like they're too physical damage focused, and Vega, with Vlad's already picked up and just their itemization, are going to be able to fight just fine. Cold Embrace also, I mean, working wonders as we saw that fight.
Yeah, I wasn't even really looking too much at NiP's lineup. Now that I think about it, in like a magic essence, they have no magic damage.
Just what, Power Shot, and I mean, Decay is okay, like decent in the laning stage, but
Wyvern was 3rd pick as well, right? I believe, yeah.
It was third pick after the Quap and the Doom. They
opted to go for like more type of physical rather than getting any heavy burst for the Winter Wyvern.
I mean, it felt like the Wind Ranger pick was fine, because at least you've got Power Shot, and it works well with Slatter, but the Wraith King, like, adding more physical damage against the Wyvern, Doom, and all that.
That level 1 engagement in that rotation by no one just sealed the deal. It was just perfect. Really well done by him. Really well played.
So Roche will be claimed now. Vega will head from there, probably just to start taking towers and objectives. It's going to be a Queen of Pain Aegis, and no one's Orchid just about complete as well.
Now, for NiP, I would say they just need to rely on mistakes. They need Vega to make some gigantic dives, some big dive mistakes. But it looks like Vega's just going to take all the tier 1s. That's a smart thing to do.
They haven't actually taken any towers yet. They've accumulated this like 8,000 gold lead without taking more than a single tower, which NiP's done just the same. But the time is now to start grouping up a little bit. Doom also picks up a blink, so you throw in some solo kill potential. They can push as 4 and Doom, because often if you push as like 4 or 5, NiP are going to push the side lanes, and that's where Doom just being off on his own, looking for some of those solo pickoffs, could be a big threat to NiP.
Yeah, he just hit his level 11 as well, so he's got that level 2 Doom, max Scorch Earth, level 1 level Death.
And it's great when you're versing a team who's going to try split push and avoid your 5-man to have that hero who can solo kill people like split pushes.
Yeah.
In the case of a Doom, and Queen of Pain with an Orchid, similar story, where you can solo kill a lot of the heroes on the map. They take 2 towers, they TP back, and they'll farm up a little bit before heading to another lane to push, I imagine.
Yeah, Vega's not in any rush.
Also may find some pickups here. The Scream, and Jonas going to miss the Crush. It's a dead Slatter.
I'm sure that Doom is a little ambitious. But either way, the kill's a kill. Now you know, Slaughter is absolutely nowhere near his Blink Dagger. We can just go take some more towers.
Yep.
Probably both towers top, and then they can get a nice invasive ward in the jungle, and Era's going to have to find a new place to farm.
And They're completely starving out NiP. There's not even... I mean, Era at this point is not even that close to like another new item. Probably wouldn't even be able to make the jump to a Radiance this game. May just need to pick up the kind of Blink Dagger we mentioned as like a... I've got to fight now or we lose the game kind of pick up.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they can't fight now because there's an Aegis.
Yeah.
And everyone's just going to be full HP. They have mana boots up on the Rubik, and then they just have good old healing ward.
Healing ward, Vlad's aura, the sustain is ridiculous. They've got earn charges as well if they need.
They could threaten high ground here. They should know Wraith King ult should be coming up soon, though.
They may as well at least force the rotations back, because right now NiP trying to maximize their farming efficiency, farming bottom, mid, and ancient, so forcing them to group up as 5 to defend the high ground at least prevents them from farming.
Yeah, their lanes are in fine positions, and yeah, it looks like they're just going to take this tower. I don't really see how NiP can contest this. They're just going to have to keep trying to spam down.
At least until the healing ward expires or gets taken out. I mean, this is working just fine for Vega.
Let's see how they feel. What do they want to do?
I mean, they forced 5 heroes back to defend now, so that's at least...
all 5 are amped.
Does it even matter, though?
3 are weaved. Okay, one of the amps.
A lot of minus armor, but... Yeah, let's say I saw minus 20 on the Doom. I was like, wait, how did that happen then? Yeah, the weave as well as the amp. And I think that's why they backed off. They had weave and amp on them. Now they get the tower and the shackle onto no one. He's the one with the Aegis, and Cold Embrace will back up.
Man, this is so scary for NiP.
Yeah. They just don't have any way to engage. 18 minutes in, you'd expect like a Blink Dagger either on Wraith King or Slardar, and the only way it feels like they could startify is Era running in and throwing a stun, or Limp hitting a shackle.
Doom's back up now as well. There's the shackle.
Cold Embraces. And there's actually Winter's Curse onto Era. The Sonic Wave slightly off the mark there. Doesn't catch everyone that he was hoping for. Now the Omni Slash comes out. Jonas and Era both getting low. That's going to be a reincarnation if they get Era. And now just the 1 kill onto the Slardar. They do pop the reincarnation. Mag now in a bit of trouble. Healing himself back up. Gets Cold Embraced and...
Oh,
should
man.
be okay
yeah,
for now.
Full HP.
Orchid will stop the stun. Yeah, this is... Look at these HP bars at the top left.
Healing ward, Cold Embrace. Healing ward, Cold Embrace.
No damage taken. Even destroyed the stun. They'll turn and fight. They say, wait a second. We may not have Doom or Quap Ultimate, but we're healthy. They're not, and we've got the items. Limp even hits another 2-hero shackle, but at this point, it's really to no avail. Blink forward, and no one feeling very confident. The stolen shackle. Sioma rubbing salt in the wound right now. And Mag actually kept alive. Power Shock brings him down. A kill going NiP's way. They're first in a long, long time, and they'll get a second too. Solo, doing solo things.
Death number 6.
Hey, someone else has died now.
Someone else did die now.
He's no longer the lone feeder.
Yep. No, they must be feeling very, very good about this game. It's pretty much in the bag. I don't really see how they could throw this. They'd have to do some massive dives, probably 3 or 4 times.
Vega just not a team who normally does those kind of things.
Yeah.
I mean, if this was like 2014 Illidan, maybe you'd say, oh, you know, there's still a chance, but...
No, they seem very disciplined. Some good calls being made.
Well, NiP, maybe it's starting to think about game number 2 at this point.
Yeah. I don't know. This win runner really didn't work out. He just not getting the bounty rune, Quap getting that level 2 so early ahead of him. Really just very detrimental for him.
I feel like a lot of teams there would have just dual lane mid rather than trying to contest the top lane. They did win the top lane, NiP, in the early game, but it didn't really amount to much.
Yeah, the Quap got his 6 so early in that rotation, like we were saying, was just so perfect.
Yeah.
And then they didn't really have, I mean, they don't really have, like the Undying just wasn't able to be his aggressive force that he usually is. And
even some, like the individual outplays from Quap in mid, and similarly the Doom in bottom lane. Like, this is... I feel like partially the draft, but also just individual outplays and the execution issues that NiP ran into.
It's just smart too. Like you'd look at NiP's lineup, you'd be like, okay, they're definitely gonna go for this top rune, and Vega would be like, oh, you don't think Vega's really gonna contest, but they just like, oh, we're gonna get boots Juggernaut, and we're running at you. We're gonna kill Limp and just ruin his game, and it worked.
What are the when you you still play competitively? Like, how do you decide which rune to go for? Is it like if you've got the stronger lineup, you go for bottom or top? What's kind of the
usually you just try to get your own rune. I would say, unless you have like these big level 1 fighters like Undying.
So when you say your own rune, you mean like the top rune is the
your safe rune.
Okay. Here we go. NiP making one last ride. There's already a BKB up in Quap, and Jonas before he gets a crush up will get doomed up. Sonic Wave goes through, catches everyone, and This is looking all over in this fight for NiP. They've lost 2 already. A third limp on the back lines gets, well, a stun to help him out a little bit there, but Era has not even got reincarnation back up. 4 dead. Make it 5. Yep, team wipe. Beyond godlike. GG's called. 21 minutes all it took. And NiP will get
Not having a good
destroyed.
morning.
Yeah. So earlier it was what, Dream League where they got 2-0'd?
Yeah, 2-0'd in 30 minutes, and then this one was a 20-minute.
That's sometimes hard. You play all these tournaments, and if you have like, you start the day badly in one,
Yeah.
suddenly it carries over to another, and I mean, it looked like yesterday. It looked like this was going to be a good series. Like when I watched these two teams play head to head, NiP won game 1 convincingly. Game 2 was really good with the AOE global combo, and this game though, yikes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Partially a drafting thing, or do you think it was more just all the other stuff we talked about?
It was. I would say it was more play, but they also do have Doom, so
Yeah.
you have to really, you know, you have to
What are
remember
you
that
doing?
hero is pretty silly. And they got the Queen of Pain in the first 2 picks, and NiP didn't really pick anything to just straight up, just counter that. They just needed this Lardar to have a perfect, like, a great game, and he went 0-7.
Okay.
Kind of stinks.
Yeah, and that's where Vega, I mean, gave Mag the opportunity to shine with that 1v1. Guys, you're watching the Summit for Europe. I'm GoDz, he's Fogged, and we're going to take a break. Come back with Game 2 of NiP vs Vega Squadron. Don't go anywhere.